nobody count. I be dealing with a fake, yeah, they too fake to doubt. Acting like they are what they not for their clout. They just suckin' my blood, they can love what you count. Flowing like water, three with the smiles on the ops gonna pop. They all in the sewers and south in the clouds. I'ma stay down to the sound, to the sound, to the sound. On the floor to the steps, build that whip, down to the steps, got no paper, told him quit the pocket, watching jeans ripping at the seams, holding on some dead foes, schizophrenic with the bag, listen to the money, nigga praying every day, glad to say I was broke, tell him battle, now I got my bands up, 1000 on the bill, just to keep the pants up, only on the real note, I couldn't fake what I've been doing, all my real ones know this nigga riding for his unit, 53, I'm throwing up, they see the chain, I keep it tough, say she feeling little nigga, try luck, say she love me for my smile, so I'm looking mean as seen his head squawking, so I'm keeping feathers plucked. Boy, I got a bump, we ain't not fun, boy, I got a bump fun, boy, I got a bump, we ain't not fun, boy, I got a bump fun.
From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And we're off in Detroit. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. And he'll get it up to the 44. He'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. Runs inside the 35. And he gets this one down to the 27. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. In off to Gibbs from the gun. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
From the red zone now. Brought in right side. He'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Gibbs now from the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, kid, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Another one for Gibbs. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Flying down the middle with Henry. Runs into traffic and hits a wall, no gain. Lee McNeil in on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10 now. This is reeled in by Taysom Hill. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down, ball at the 36. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. Massive hit, the ball is out. Going the other way, Lions have it.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is at a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They start with 2nd and 6. Motioning him from the slot right. Again, it's Gibbs. Up the sideline, past the 45. They get 22 on that one. And that gives the Lions the first.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Going to the ground again on first. And they bring him down around the 34. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
On first down, it's Gibbs. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
A give left side for Gibbs. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. They'll run here, following the penalty. Runs it in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions double their lead to 14. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. That's caught by Chris Olave. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First down, here's Swift. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. He'll throw it. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in the Motor City. The Saints looking for a score before halftime. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll throw it. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
They're going for this. He's got it to his running back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That's a 26-yard gain on 4th down, Brock, and the huge play extends this drive. Still sticking with the passing game. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. They gain 14 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Henry is across the line for the New Orleans touchdown. The Saints make it a 1-score game before halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. They'll throw on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 14 at the 27-yard line.
So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Looking to the air here. He's got time here. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 3rd quarter starts with a run from Henry. Oh, he trucked that defender. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
First down, and they go back to Henry. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Another run for Henry. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This one's to Kirk out left side. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. Group B to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints tie things up at 14. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
And they're on the 30-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw. I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he's tackled for a short gain. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They put a receiver in motion right. Here he is on 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that brings up 4th and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Looking to throw. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They go for it on 4th down and get it in a big way, 25 yards there.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They're set up at the 35 now. In off to Gibbs from the gun. And And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Completed over the middle. Jukes one defender. Here he goes again. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His third total score in this game. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Extra point from Aubrey is up and good. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. First and 10. They'll send him over right. Running with Swift out of the gun. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, not a bad play by any means. But there's room for more, and they know it.
A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's the Saints ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand. Second down now, 7 to go. Pass play coming here. Into the hands of Olave. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They'll come up first and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That one's complete to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And they make the tackle at the 38. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And they'll stop him after a minimal gain, down to about the 36. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Running once more with Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Back to throw it. Swift hauls it in. Give him 13 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Henry. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5. Man in motion here. They'll run now on 2nd down. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
We call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. This one's caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, they call the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. They're lining up on the doorstep. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Henry does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Trying down the middle with Edwards-Helaire. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No pickup on the run, and now it's 4th and goal.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So here are the Saints facing a consequential 2-point attempt.
The Saints will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Back to throw. This is caught. Wow, a stunning call to go for it, and the guts pay off. He's in, and they've got the lead.
21. Blake Grupe to kick off for the Saints.
Here's Grupe on now to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And this one doesn't go far. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down. Another one for Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. Still one more in their pocket to use.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Setting up to pass. He's on the move. Shovel pass complete. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Gibbs now from the gun. Has some space inside the 15. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. So they call a timeout. So that is their final one. And with time left for maybe 2 plays, let's see what they do. Do they chance it or do they just kick it now?
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Everything now resting on this try from Brandon Aubrey. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. That one is good! And that, folks, is your game winner!
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. One final shot here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So in Motor City, it's a home win for the Lions. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish